Salutations, adventurers. I'm Kathleen, creator of Beyond Typical Travel. If you're returning to us, thank you and welcome back. If you've just found us, we're so glad you did. You have found your travel tribe. Today, we're going to talk about packing for the Mediterranean. I know there's 1,000 YouTube videos on packing for the Mediterranean, but we're not talking just sun hats, sunglasses. Let me grab my swimsuit and head to the beach. We are actually going on a Windstar cruise coming up, but this will apply to any trip to the Mediterranean in the winter. I am currently heading out on a Windstar cruise for winter in the Mediterranean in 2 weeks. And I thought I would bring you along on my packing adventure so you can see just exactly what I do and what I bring, what's essential for me, and how you can create it and form it so it can be perfect for your next trip to the Mediterranean in wintertime. But first, show you all the things I'm going to be taking. We are going on a 7-night, 8-day cruise. However, we're doing a post-stay and a pre-stay. So I have to keep that in mind when I'm packing. Also, we have the laundry package on board. And if you can, by any means, do this when your cruise is 5 days or longer, it is so nice to be able to pack for a certain amount of days, knowing that you have that many days before you have to send out for laundry. But then you can rewear those clothes. And I'm going to show you what I do. I mix and match my pants and my tops. So I only have to bring a certain amount of bottoms and a certain amount of tops that match. And so it looks like I'm creating new outfits every day, but really what I'm doing is mixing and matching them. But really you can only do that if you're able to do laundry while on board. Keep in mind at the end of this video, I'm going to give you my 2 top tips to make sure that your packing is complete. All right, let me show you exactly what I'm taking. So here is a quick peek. I've got pants and a top matching. I've got another pair of pants and a matching top. Then over here, I have a pair of black pants and 1 shirt, 2 shirts. Okay, this one has a scarf because I love scarves. Then again, another pair of pants and this shirt and scarf. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. And this shirt. Okay, so I'll usually wear one of these. That's 3 days. And then I'll send off the bottoms to those 3 outfits. I'll wear the 4th outfit here, and I'm going to show you the next one I do. And by the time I'm done with the 5th outfit, which is over there, the 3 pairs of pants are back, and I can wear the 2nd shirt with the same set of pants. All right, so I showed you my 4 pairs of pants. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 dresses. And again, I like my scarves. So a lot of my dresses have scarves that go with them. And again, I'll wear 1, 2, and sometimes 3. And then I'll send those to the laundry. I'll wear the last one. And then by the time I'm done with that and the other pants outfits that came back, these 3 are back. And what I can do is flip-flop this scarf and this scarf. And again, it looks like brand new outfits. Now, if you don't like dresses, then of course you're not going to pack dresses. If you don't like pants, you're not going to pack pants. Okay, so now you've seen I have 4 pants, 4 dresses. I flip-flop the scarves to make the dresses look like different dresses. And I mix and match my tops with the pants that after I've worn them, they go to the laundromat, they come back, and then I wear the other shirt. Now, the thing that's important for winter in the Mediterranean is, yes, most of this stuff you could probably wear in the summertime, maybe a bit on the warm side. But you're thinking dresses in the winter, that you're going to be frozen, right? Not really, because this is what you do. You layer. So I have a very thin thermal top. So this one is so thin that you can almost see through it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it actually holds quite a bit of heat. Now, if I wake up and it's a really cold day, then I have a second thermal top. Now, this thermal top is one of those, it's lined with fleece. So I have this thermal top as well. So depending on the weather, I can layer. Now, if I'm wearing my dresses, and again, it's cold, I have these tights, but the tights are actually, again, they're thermal lined. So when you put them on, they look like normal, almost like nylons, but actually they're thermal lined. And I have a brown pair to go with my brown dresses, and I have a black pair to go with my black dresses. Again, they're thermal lined. So this is how we do layers. Now, on top of that, of course, you're going to have your jackets. I wear ornamental scarves, but if you would prefer, your winter scarves, you can always do that, the more layers. Wearing your hats if you like hats, and mittens, of course, if your hands get easily cold. And I have a tip for you about that later if you are kind of person who gets really cold fingers. All right, so if you are on a cruise line that has formal nights, you have a whole nother wardrobe to think about. Now, Windstar Cruises does not necessarily do formal night. Here is their official statement, which I'm going to show. Footwear, very important, right? We're in the Mediterranean. We are all over Barcelona, all over the south of France, and all over Italy, Civitavecchia, and Rome. Now, you know that's going to be a ton of footwork. So, pro tip number one, always wear comfortable shoes, and not only comfortable shoes, but shoes that you have worn many, many times. You know they're true, you know they're comfortable, you know they're not going to give you blisters on the back of your heels or your toes. You want to be comfortable, and not only that, because we're traveling in the winter, you want either water repellent or even better, waterproof shoes. And I'm going to show you what I take. So for my lots and lots of walking around, since it's the winter, some people would call these winter boots, but they're really comfortable, and I wear them my daily ins and outs. And this is what I'm going to be wearing on a daily basis when I'm doing walk arounds, either black or brown, just depending on my outfit. So both of them are lined with that felty furry stuff, and they're both waterproof. So if it starts to rain, I don't have to worry about having cold toes. Now, when I get back after the hours and hours of walking around in every port, I like to take off my boots and wear a more comfortable shoe while I'm on the ship. And so again, these are shoes that I wear every day at home, something that's comfortable, something that I know I'm going to be able to relax in. Black and brown, again, something that I wear all the time. Now, I like hats, so I always make sure I bring something to keep the sun off my face. And again, it's just going to be coordinated with my outfit. So just whatever you like. These are just some suggestions. Again, the hat's going to give me one more level of keeping heat inside if it happens to be a very cold day. All right. We're talking about Barcelona in Spain. We're talking about a couple stops in France and a couple stops in Italy, right? So you leave the cruise ship or the Windstar yacht, and you've got your backpack on, or maybe it's a crossbody pouch or bag. I would highly suggest, especially in Barcelona, you do not wear a backpack because it's accessible to thieves. I would always, always suggest either one of the notorious fanny packs, right, which we all hate, but they're extremely useful when it comes to this, or the crossbody bag. Now, if you're like myself and you have shoulder problems, I hate crossbody bags and I am not a huge fan of backpacks. I would rather wear an equal weighted backpack than a crossbody bag, but this is what I do. Let me show you. So I have, again, I coordinate. They're small, but they hold everything that I need for an outing during the day. And we're going to go over what that is in just a minute. But I have a brown one and a black one. And what I do is they're just regular purses that somebody would carry here or use as a crossbody bag, right? But I don't like that because, again, it hurts my shoulder. So, pro tip number 2. This is what I do. I take this crossbody bag, and once you get it on, you don't have to move it again. My hair's stuck. So I just take my crossbody bag and I tighten this until it fits perfectly around my waist. And then, let's see. See, I just use it and it just stays there. So again, theft proof because it's right here on my side. I can see it and it holds everything I need. And again, I'm completely free up here. Nothing's going to be hurting or pulling or tugging on my shoulders. And this is tight enough that it's not going to move around during the day. And again, theft proof. So that's what I do when I leave port. I put everything in here and I just love this because then my hands are free, my shoulders are free. And because I'm usually walking around like this, it keeps my hands free and I don't have to keep pulling that strap up. One more thing that I forgot to tell you is that I always, when I'm traveling in the winter and even in the summer, depending on where I'm going, if there's any chance of rain, you're going to want a lightweight rain jacket. Now, they usually come like this, right? It's one-time use. They say it's multiple use, but really, if you're paying for the cheap ones, which are usually the best for traveling if you want to travel the lightest, I take that, I roll it up, and I put it inside a sandwich-sized Ziploc bag. So this is now in here, and this it's so light, and it fits right inside. Again, it fits right inside. Oops, fits right inside the pouch. And as you can see, there's still space in there. One more thing. This can be controversial, but most people travel with their driver's license, which is a good idea. But international traveling, of course, we all know you have to have your passport. The controversy comes in. Do you leave it on the ship or do you take it with you? After all the travels, all the international and national travel that I have done myself, this is what I do. Now, of course, you have to do what you think is best for you. But I take my passport. I make a photocopy of my passport. I leave my passport in the safe in the room, locked up with the majority of my money and all the rest of my credit cards and my driver's license. I take the photocopy, I put my photocopy in here, and either one credit card or one debit card along with that in here, and I leave everything else on the ship because if something goes wrong, there is a dedicated person on that ship to reach your documents and get them to you if something happens to you portside. That's what I do. Let me know in the comments below. What do you do? Do you leave your passport and all of your credit cards and everything else in the ship safe? Or do you take them with you when you leave the ship? All right, so in my little hip pouch, this is what I take. A hand warmer. There's that tip for those of you who get our cold fingers. I always carry one of these with me, if not more, while I'm traveling in winter destinations. Band-Aids, of course. Now this is moleskin. Again, if you're wearing shoes that you already they're tried and true, you shouldn't need this, but I always carry some with me. A burn pad, I've had to use that more times than you think you would. Some sort of allergic reaction medicine I have, Benadryl, with me. This is for motion sickness. If you have motion sickness issues or you think you might, always carry motion sickness tablets with you. They also have the around the wrist bands as well as the patches that go behind your ear. Anti-diarrhea. You always want to have that with you. You're going to be drinking different water, eating different food. You never know when that's going to come in handy. Chapstick to keep your lips moist, eye drops to keep your eyes moist. I don't leave home without a fingernail clipper. Between that and the file, you never know when those guys are going to come in handy. The next thing I do is I always have antibacterial wipes with me. I like to keep the single ones while I'm traveling because, again, it's once and done. This is my favorite lotion. I just bought an individual at the local grocery store and then filled it up, an empty bottle, and then I filled it up with my favorite hand lotion. Whatever pain medication you choose, bring it because you don't want to have to buy it. Tide stain stick. I always carry some of these with me. A small stick of face sunscreen, and of course spray hand sanitizer because that comes in handy in all sorts of places. And then we have whatever country you are visiting in, you want to make sure you have some small bills and or coins in whatever country you're visiting. So I'll be carrying mostly euros with me, but this on top of my identification, I will put all in here, and I'm going to let you watch that speed video now. Ready to leave the ship. You've got your small first aid kit, you've got your money, you've got your copy of your passport, you've got everything you think you're going to need, including, of course, your camera or any other recording equipment that you might need. But I always take one of these. What is it? Looks like a plastic bag. Well, you're not wrong. It is a plastic bag, but it's actually a sort of like a sippy cup. So you put the water in there and it fills up, okay? But while you're not using it, it folds down flat. So actually it will fit in my little hip pouch. And then you just twist the lid back on, and this has a clip. So it clips right onto the side of my purse. So again, one more thing I don't have to carry. There are many public fountains and safe drinkable water, at least at this time, January 2024. The water in Spain, in Barcelona, and in France, they say that it's safe for you to drink. So free, safe way to get drinking water so you don't have to pay 5 to 8 euros per water. And it's light and it's flexible. And again, when it's not full, it fits right inside my purse. And again, you'd think the purse was getting full, right? But it's not. Like, there's still so much room inside there. There's so much room. On top of all the things that you just saw that went inside this guy, my hip purse, this goes in my carry-on, plus any and all travel documents. As much as we all would like to rely on technology, that everything's going to work fine, we're going to have Wi-Fi, we're going to be able to access the apps that we want, the reality is it doesn't always work out that way. So my personal preferences, yes, I do have all my travel apps, right? All my travel apps on there. My airline travel app on here, the cruise travel app is on here. My cruise itineraries, any of the port itineraries are in a travel app. That's all on here. I also print everything out. I would just rather be safe than sorry. So, on top of all of that, I also travel with Liquid IV. There are other brands, I'm not necessarily dedicated to this brand, but I always carry some sort of hydration. And the reason I like these because the packets, they're super lightweight. They also go with me when I'm out for the day at my ports, but they also go on the airplane with me. It's super easy to get dehydrated on an airplane. So on top of all of that, of course, I have all my recording equipment and my computer, but I also have my iPad, which has my downloaded books in it, unless you're a physical book reader, which sometimes I am. And let's see, what else do I put in my carry-on? Oh yes, this. So this is my pashmina. It's super thin, super lightweight, and it's so soft. Even though it's super lightweight, it is so warm. It keeps me so warm in the airplanes. I don't like using the airplanes pillows and blankets. Um, I just like to bring my own. So I bring this with me. I would highly recommend a jacket at least, if not something like this that can double as a jacket. Plus, it's big enough to cover my entire body when I'm laying down on those seats. It's so comfortable. A little comfort from home is always nice to have on a long haul flight. I think that's about it that I carry. We talked about documents. We talked about some comforts from home. We talked about always carrying, all that first aid and all your money, your credit cards, of course, your passport. I always print out all the paperwork and keep it on my carry-on just in case. Now, of course, you won't want to forget if you have prescription medications, you're going to want to carry those with you. Again, one of those kind of controversial things. Some people say, yes, you have to carry them on in the labeled bottle that they came in from the pharmacy. And some people take pictures of the bottle and they just carry the pills themselves either in a pill case or in a Ziploc baggie. Your choice. I've heard it both ways. The way I do it is I actually carry my bottle with me. Um, I guess it depends on how many prescriptions you have, how that might work better for you personally. Well, that's it for this time. Please take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help us. Ta-ta for now. Wishing you safe travels and great adventures ahead.